Good morning, first graders. I'm coming to you from my front porch today because it's way too noisy from inside my house. I hope you've had a good start for your day. I want you to go ahead and write your name, the date, and the day of the week on your paper if you haven't already, and also tally marks for today's date. If you haven't done that, you can pause the video and you can do that now. All right, the first directions say, write the number 105 on the place value chart. So we're gonna write 105, 105 on the place value chart. It says circle the digit that tells the number of ones. So here, right here, it says ones. We're gonna circle this digit. What digit is that? That's a 5. That tells us the value of the ones column. Okay, here's a story. Now this is going to be a little bit tricky, so you're going to need to take some time to figure this out, okay? It says Jacob counted 35 linking cubes. That's a lot. You're gonna really have to put a lot in this space here. He put them in trains of 10. Draw the linking cubes. So let me show you what they've drawn here. One thing that I would do differently, and you can start drawing while I'm talking. One thing that I would do differently, and you might already know this about Mrs. Zimmerman, is I'm going to tell you that it would be good to put a circle around each group of 10. You remember, because then when we go to count in our groups of 10s, then we know we've got to count the circles. So that's one thing Mrs. Zimmerman would do a little bit differently so we can see them different. If you don't want to draw them in a straight line, that's fine with me. It's kind of tricky. Just make sure that there's 10 in each group. And then these are extra, so I'm not going to circle those. You may need to take a minute to pause the video in order to finish that. Okay, the next part says, Fernanda gave him 10 more linking cubes. Draw the linking cubes Fernando gave Jacob. So again, Mrs. Zimmerman would have drawn all mine over here. I'm not there to be able to draw it for you though. I would have drawn all mine over here, and then I would have drawn a line so that you could see, kind of like we do in class. Does that make sense to you? So, but I can't do that. So I just want to show you. This is what he started out with. He had 35. So to write your number sentence, you would say 35 plus 10, because his friend gave him 10 more. And we know that 35 plus 10 is 45. There's a lot of information here, so be careful when you write it. And then we'll check our work. 35, is that the same number in the story? Yes. Here's 10. Is that the same number in the story? Oh, that's not the right number we're looking for. This is the 10 more. Sorry about that. That's the same number. And we know that 35 plus 10 is 45. And if we count our picture, 10, 20, 30, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's the answer. So Jacob has 45 linking cubes now. Okay, let's carry on here. Right, the next one says, color the pennies brown. So if you don't have your crayons ready, get your crayons ready. You can pause the video and you can get your brown crayon and color these pennies brown. All right, so wow, we have all the coins here. Remember we talked about counting different sets of coins, and we have to count the biggest one first. Well, the dime doesn't look biggest, but we know it is biggest. It's worth 10 cents. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write this out for you so it's a little easier for you to see. The dime is worth 10 cents, and then the nickel is worth 5. So we're going to keep counting and say 15. Whoops, it's hard to get my 5 in there. 15. And then the next one would be 20, right? We started with 10. 10, 15, 20, then we can count by ones, 21, 22, 23, 24. So what would be the answer to go on the line? How much money is this? 24 cents. Don't forget your cent sign. Show 3:30 on both clocks. Let's go to this clock first. We're going to cut the clock in half. So let's count by 5s around the clock. When we get to 6, we'll say half past. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, half past. So to have half past, you would have the long hand coming down to the 6. Half past what? Well, the story says half past 3. So that means we're going to be in between the 3 and the 4 with our shorthand. So half past 3 is the same as 3:30, and it looks like that. The long hand cuts the clock in half, pointing to the 6, and the shorthand is between 3 and 4. Over here, 3:30. Okay, fill in the answers on their seats. We're going to start with the penny side, and we're going to count down. It's been a while since we've done this, so hang with me and try to remember what we did in school. Over here, we have 7 plus 1. The answer to 7 plus 1 is 8. So you would write 8 right there. Then you come over here, 1 plus 3 is 4. So your answer is 48. 17 plus 31 equals 48. Over here, we're going to count this column first. 2 plus 5. What is 2 plus 5? Do you remember? 7. And then over here, 5 plus 3, that's one of our newer facts. 5 plus 3 equals 8. So 52 plus 35 equals 87. Well, I hope you all are really figuring out how to do these. I would love to be there with you to help if I could, but right now we're just all staying in our house. I hope you're having a good time. I miss seeing you all. Of course, if you have any questions, make sure Mom or Dad gives me a call or contacts me or lets me know that you need something, okay? We'll talk to you later. Next up is going to be phonics. So go ahead and get ready for phonics.